Note the disclaimer. When you think Family Guy, most of us tend to think cutaway gags, random stellar song sequences, and increasingly shock-based humor. While I'm not a huge fan of the latest seasons, there have been some real gems, particularly in the early to mid-seasons. But I do have the same complaints as anyone else. It can be pointlessly cruel and mean-spirited, and it can drag out a joke far too long. But at the same time, there's this scope and grandeur to it that you just can't find in any other animated sitcom. There's nothing out there quite like Family Guy. It really has its own unique place in animation that isn't quite Simpsons and isn't quite South Park. So today, we can look back at the top 10 best Family Guy episodes of all time. Number 10. Road to the Multiverse. Brian and Stewie travel across dimensions, and through it, we get a ton of different fascinating settings. The duo travel to the future, to the Bedrock universe, the Disney universe.
It's a wonderful day for pie.
Japanese universe, double-headed universe, robot chicken universe, real life universe.
Brian, this feels weird.
Hit the button. It's basically one running joke through the whole episode of making the silliest universe they can come up with. And it's really funny to watch them try and top themselves. Refreshingly, there is absolutely no cutaway gags in this episode. All the absurdity happens through the different universes they travel to. This episode feels like 5 minutes, even though it goes for 20 minutes. That's a sign of a really good episode. I'd recommend giving this one a watch, if only to see the different art styles and settings they employ.
You want that shiny red apple to put in that pie? No!
Number 9. Stewie Griffin, The Untold Story.
Go on, I can't go on no more now.
I'm stretching for this one as it's technically a movie, but this episode was a really intriguing watch all the way through. It focuses on Stewie as he tries to fix up the life of his future 35-year-old self, who has made a share of mistakes.
So forget about sending me back, because I'm not leaving until we do a complete overhaul on this sad thing you call our life. Can I still read parade? No, you cannot still read parade!
We get to see so many interesting scenarios in this one. Chris is married a very controlling, unpleasant woman. Brian died after eating some chocolate. Meg has become transsexual, and of course, Peter's still Peter. For the most part, all the jokes are still funny in this one.
Well, I kind of figured the coffee mug that says Jesus. I mean,
Oh, right.
okay, well, it's pretty obvious.
Jokes like Quagmire's method of calling 911 or Stewie and Brian getting drunk are clever and they make you smile. The cutaway gags don't drag on.
Hey! What?
Oh, well, never mind.
And the characters are still likable at this point. To top it all off, we get an adventure with Brian and Stewie, which are often the highlight of the seasons. I think this movie marks the best era of Family Guy. It's an interesting episode/movie that I walked away from chuckling. I recommend it.
Oh, I just thought of another one for the Glad game. The first scissor cut into a fresh piece of construction paper. Oh, yeah.
Number 8. Airport 07. This one tends to fly under the radar a lot, and I'm not quite sure why. I think the jokes in this episode are really well done. We've got Peter imitating the redneck lifestyle. Carl Sagan's universe edited for rednecks.
Scientists have determined that the universe was created by a Big Bang.
And Peter siphoning off jet fuel in order to fly a pickup truck. Quagmire is actually one of my favorite characters. I like that he's a crazy sexual deviant, yet he's still a kind, socially pleasant friend at the same time. If you've ever been a hormonally supercharged teen, which most of us have, or are right now, you can relate a little bit with Quagmire.
Oh, God. Dead kittens. Old nuns. Really old nuns.
And he's passionate about his job. And frankly, in a society where most people are blasé and cursing of their jobs, it's very refreshing to see this. It's a hilarious setup as well, with Quagmire living with the Griffins. This episode has an unusually good-spirited feel to it. Unfortunately, as seasons went on, these sort of positive episodes would become rarer and rarer.
was too close.